I'm Ozzie Hull. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This video reviews the Amsynths AM904C Filter Coupler. This filter coupler connects the Behringer 904A low-pass filter module and the 904B high-pass filter module. This coupling forms a bandpass or band reject filter configuration depending on the mode switch settings. The 904C filter coupler module was introduced early on in the Moog modular system. Behringer chose not to create this module in their System 55. In an earlier video, I examined the 904C filter coupler in Eurorack format from Fitzgreyve synthesis. See a link above to that video if you have not watched it. In this video, we'll focus on the relative advantages of the 904C versus the Fitzgreyve DIY module. I'll also delve into the controls, the patching, and some use cases for the 904ABC module complement. Let's get to it. Here are the relative advantages of the AM904C filter coupler from Amsynths. Number one, the 904C filter coupler is already assembled and tested. For most of us, this is a tremendous advantage. Number two, the 904C works with the existing and very affordable 904A and 904B filters from the Behringer System 55. Number three, the signal level is boosted to compensate for lost signal levels through the two filters. Number four, the mode switching uses analog electronic switches versus a mechanical switch. Number five, the daughter boards for the 904A and B are included with the 904C. Number six, the only soldering required is for 3 wires on each of the 904A and 904B modules. These wires connect the signal in, signal out, and CV control signals between the daughter board and the 904A and B. The connection between modules is made with a 6-pin ribbon cable. This is different from the daughter board. These are connections from the daughter board to the module so that all 3 of these are talking to each other. Number 8, the documentation is well done. Now let's take a look at the front panel controls on the AM904C. First you have the mode switch. And the mode switch switches between bandpass mode, band reject mode, and off. In the off position, all of the wiring between the modules is effectively disabled so that you can plug into the signal out, signal in, and control voltage inputs and use these 2 filters independently. You have the bandwidth knob, which controls the distance between the cutoff frequencies of the high-pass and low-pass filters. You have the center frequency knob, which allows you to effectively turn both of these knobs at the same time so that you're raising the high-pass cutoff and the low-pass cutoff at the same time. And you've got the signal in and signal out jacks. Then you've got your control inputs. You've got one for electronically controlling basically this knob, the bandwidth, and the other for electronically controlling the center frequency. Next, let's talk about the initial settings for the 2 filters for use with the 904C coupler. Moog has issued a set of initial settings to get you started. For the 904A low-pass filter, the fixed control voltage for the cutoff should be set to 6, which is fully clockwise. The frequency range should be set to 2. For the high-pass filter, the fixed control voltage should be set to -1 and the frequency range should be set to low. These initial settings should make it a lot easier to get the sound you're looking for using the controls on the filter coupler. Now that we've seen the controls and heard some audio examples of the 904 ABC filter complement, let's look at some more examples. The easiest way to hear what the filter complement is doing is to use noise as the signal input. The first example does this with white noise as the signal input and the filter complement in bandpass mode. We've got noise going into the filter coupler, and we have a couple of control signals. One is an ADSR and the other is sample and hold. The second example uses band reject mode. We'll get another percussive rhythm with pink noise as the signal input. The rhythm comes from low frequency input into the bandwidth control input. The bandwidth control is another way to control both cutoff frequencies in an inverse way. That is, a positive voltage will drive the low pass frequency cutoff higher and the high pass frequency cutoff lower. We're going to route the output of the 921 VCO into the bandwidth. And first let's just listen to the band reject. It's kind of a phaser kind of effect, and this is with no resonance. And now let's start a clock. And we'll add in the 921 modulation to the bandwidth. The third example uses 3 unison sawtooth waveforms with the filter in bandpass mode. This will delete the fundamental strength as well as the buzziness of the upper harmonics. In this patch, we've got all 3 of our oscillators mixed in this mixer, and we're taking the output and listening to it. We've got these 2 oscillators turned down so you only hear a single oscillator. The output of that mixer goes into the filter complement, and the output of the filter goes into the VCA, which has the fixed control voltage set so that there's no envelope shaping. And that's the raw sound. And that's the sound through the filters. And they're virtually identical. The reason being, we've got the bandwidth all the way to the max. And so the high pass is got a very low frequency and the low pass has a very high frequency, and it's not really filtering out anything. Now let's listen as I change the bandwidth. You hear it both getting thinner and darker. Now let's bring in the other oscillators. And we're going to turn down this fixed control voltage and start the sequencer, which will trigger an envelope, and let's listen. Now let's shape that sound again. And that's an example of shaping the harmonics of the sound using this filter complement, and we're shaping it on the low end by cutting out some of the fundamental and the high end by cutting out some of the buzziness. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Before I share my opinion on the AM904C Filter Coupler, I wanted to share a comment by Mark Graves of Fitzgreyve Synthesis, the makers of the other 904C filter coupler that I own, which is a DIY module. Quote, "General observations. The 904C is a bit of an odd module. It has some sweet spots, but also a lot of dead zones. You need to read, and I find reread, the original Moog instructions. It's not as obvious to use as, say, a modern state variable filter." End quote. You can find a link to the original Moog instructions in the description of this video. There are other links as well to some other important technical documents and forums on the 904C. The concept of using multiple filters in a single patch is pretty obvious. Having a module that couples these filters together is almost a necessity. It's not something that you have to have, but it certainly makes harnessing the power of two filters so much easier. The best part about the AM904C filter coupler is that it is available as an assembled module. It was fairly straightforward and well documented in the manual how to solder the daughter boards to the 904A and 904B modules. Once the daughter boards were installed, connecting the three modules was a breeze using the 6-pin ribbon cable. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.